Alright, today we are going to continue with 0 and negative integer powers. Alright, so it's the resource book, page 55. Now, let's look at some pattern first, then we'll be able to answer this part and this part here. So 2 to the power of 4 is? Alright, so 2 to the power of 4 is 16, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 1. Okay, guess what is 2 to the power of 0? Okay, look at the pattern first before you shout out. What is happening here? What do I do to get the next number? Divide by 2, right? So I keep dividing by 2 every time. Okay, answer is actually 1. Okay, now how do I get the next one? I keep going down, right? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1. So this will become 1 divided by 2. And then the next one? 1 divided by 4, and then because I divide by 2 again, right? So I divide by 2 again, 1 over 8, and finally I divide by 2 again. Now looking at the pattern here, look at the numbers repeated again, right? But it's now at the denominator. Anything to the power of 0, you press your calculator, anything to the power of 0, what will you get? I will have 1. Okay, what's the reason? Now, let's take what minus what give you 0. Let's try m minus m, okay? So, using the law of indices, what does m minus m means? It means that a power m divided by a power m. That's the second law of indices that you have learned, right? When you divide, you subtract the power. When you subtract the power, it means that you divide, and the answer is 1. Now, looking at the pattern here, what does the negative power do? What do you think? You look at the pattern, the negative power, change it to, change it is correct, it becomes, please memorize this, 1 divided by, this is 1 divided by 2 power 2, right? I just changed this to a 1 divided by 2 power 2. Okay, this one becomes 1 divided by 2 power 3, and change the minus power to 1 divided by the rest, right, which is 2 power 4. Now, what do you think I will change this to? 1 divided by a power m. Alright, so that is the next law of indices. 5 power 0 is 1. The whole thing, 5y power 0 is 1. Okay. This one a bit different. There's no more brackets. So 5 times y power 0 is 5 times 1. It's not 1, it's 5 times 1, which is 5. Now, why? Because this part here is 1. No, just now the bracket wasn't there, right? It means that 5 times 1. Okay, the last part, it will be negative 5 times 1. Negative 5 times 1. Answer is negative 5. The question is, express the following as positive powers. Express the following as positive powers. Okay, so using the law of indices you have learned previously, what do we do with the power? Minus 9. What do we do with the power? Plus 5. So answer is negative 4, right? Hey, but this is not positive power. So I need to change to positive power. So look at this and look at this. How do we change it to a positive power? We change the minus to what? 1 over what? You do this, you circle the negative power, change it to 1 divided by, the rest of the black color part, which is 7 power 4. Okay? Okay, next, we use the power law of indices, and we use the divide law of indices, the quotient part. Okay, let's try again. So this one we will get a power 5 or 6. Come on. A power 5 or 6. A power 6, B power 3 divided by A power 4, B power 7. Now that's a problem. The A will have what power now? 6 minus 4, 2. Okay, what about the B? The B will be the one that has a bit of problem. 3 minus 7. Are you following? 3 minus 7 is negative 4, right? But the question says I want to be in positive index. So I need to change the minus power to become 1 over B power 4. But I have an A square, right? So where do I put the A square? Okay. I can put this, there's an A square here, right? But you write like that, very ugly, right? So how do I make it nicer? A square over B power 4. Okay, pause here for a while. What do you realize? Look at the pattern. What do you realize? Negative power. The term go to the denominator, but the negative disappear. Positive power stays at the numerator. Okay, now look at this. What does the negative power becomes? 1 divided by the rest of the blue part, which is A over B power M, right? So let's do the blue color part first. We will have 1 divided by, let's open the bracket. Using the power law, I have A power M over B power M. Okay, now I change the divide to times. What must I do when I change to times? I must flip it. And conclusion? The conclusion is A over B power negative M will become what? B power M over A power M. Okay, so now your job is to memorize. How do I memorize this? Come. Okay, I got to change the minus to a positive power, right? What will happen to the bracket inside? Look at what happened. Cannot flip it. Okay, let's try. Why do we need to do this? Again, let's look at this. I want to remove the negative power. What do I need to do with the fraction? Flip it, right? So if I flip, becomes A square over 1, which is just A square. Yes, very good. When the question asks you for positive index, then you do this tedious part. Otherwise, you just leave it like that. Okay, but don't worry, we will always ask you for positive index one. So you most likely have to do this. Okay, now this one last question. Two more questions here. What must happen? I want to change this to positive power. Yeah. Okay, I want to change this to positive power. Very simple only. What happens to the bracket? Flip becomes 7 over A 2. Alright, so if you want to open up the bracket, because I asked you to simplify, right? Open up the bracket, what have you got? 49, not 49, 49 over A square. Okay, so it's not clear whether we want this part or this part. So either one is okay. Okay, one last try using the laws of indices that we have learned. Okay, first one. Very good. Hey, please flip first. Don't go and do the power law first. It's very, very complicated. So I want to remove this very irritating thing, right? So I have to flip it. This will solve a lot of problem. And then the power is 3, right? E power 4 over F power negative 1. Okay, use the power law, 5 or 6? 6, 6 or 9? Okay. Okay, again, use the first two laws of indices. Okay, look at this. This is a bit unfamiliar to you. I got e power 5, right? Where is it? At the numerator or denominator? Where's the e power 5? Okay, the day we mentioned, the smaller power, we cancel the whole thing. The bigger power, we just cancel the power, right? There's 9 here, there's 4 here, so left 5. So e power 5 is below. What about f? Very hard to cancel, right? Because there's a negative power. So what do we do with the power? 6 minus, no. 6 minus negative 1. 6 minus negative 1. And so the answer is f power 7, e power 5. Okay, all right, can we stop the video?